This is The Fifth Estate, coming to you from the Fort Hall School of Government in Nairobi, Kenya, and Professor Mutahi Ngunyi. The story is told of two men named Pablo and Bruno. Their job was to fill the village tank with water using buckets. They were bucket carriers. Then one day, Pablo got annoyed. Instead of filling the city tank using buckets, he decided to build a pipeline from the river to the tank. It was an impossible task. But Pablo was determined. His people abused him, his wife left him, and his coalition partners rebelled. But Pablo continued building the pipeline. Then one day, the pipeline was completed, and the village gathered to watch the dream unfold. As the water gushed into the village tank through the pipes, Bruno stood on the sidewalk carrying his buckets. He knew his job was over. And only then did the village understand what Pablo was doing. We are a nation of bucket carriers. That is why we disdain a pipeline builder called Ruto. But when the water will gush into the village tank, we will know what he was doing. In the meantime, man who says it cannot be done should not interrupt man doing it.
If an idea is not described by the people as stupid, then it is not from God. Pablo in this story had to embrace a stupid idea. That is how he graduated from a bucket carrier to a pipeline builder. Even the discovery of the automobile was vehemently opposed by Pope Pius X as a stupid idea. He described it as a strange mechanical beast, an evil chariot of smoke that would interfere with the heartbeats of men. But today, the Pope has a car. Back to Ruto. Here are his stupid ideas according to Kenyans. Mzee Kibaki borrowed 1.9 trillion. He built the Thika superhighway to his Kikuyu villages. Uhuru borrowed 8 trillion shillings. He built 2,000 kilometers of road in Murima. All this was done using debt, and the rest of Kenyans are paying for it. Now, Ruto has borrowed 3 trillion to build roads for the rest of the country, and Kikuyus are complaining. What is wrong with building a highway that benefits Luos, Luyas, Kalenjins, and others? If the rest of the country is paying for the debt that developed Murima, why should Kikuyus not pay for the development of other parts of the country?
Gachagua is the man who took the Kikuyus away from Uhuru. He poisoned them against the son of Jomo. Then he repented to Uhuru. Now he has poisoned Kikuyus against Ruto. And the national epicenter of Ruto anger is the house of Gema. But Kikuyus do not know why they are angry. And maybe they are being used by a man who took them away from Uhuru and has taken them away from Ruto. In the meantime, the coffee economy is booming and turning coffee farmers into millionaires. If Jomo paid Kikuyus 50 cents per kg of coffee, Moi paid them 2 shillings and 50 cents per kg, and Uhuru paid them 60 shillings per kg. Ruto is paying them 150 shillings. Ruto is paying them 3 times what Uhuru paid them, 70 times what Moi paid them, and 300 times what Jomo paid them. Yet, they are angry. But here is the question that will burst the Gachagua lies.
Did you know that there are 8 million voters who did not vote in 2022, and that majority of these voters were non-Kikuyus. Majority of these voters had no reason to cast their vote. To them, government had its owners and they were not part of it. The selection of edungethecon.com as IEBC chairman is a signal to the 8 million voters that they too have a place on the table. That the debts we pay to develop Kikuyu places can also develop their regions. If most Kikuyu villages are connected by tarmac roads, we can borrow loans to connect the rest of the country. The excluded regions that represent the 8 million Kenyans that did not vote. And ethecon.com is a symbol of this struggle. These are the bucket carriers dominated by Kikuyu privilege. What is our point here? For 61 years, the president or the vice president has been a Kikuyu, and they have used debt to build their regions. Now Ruto is changing this. He has brought a Turkana called ethecon.com as the referee. This man will determine who the owners of government will be. And we pray that the 8 million discriminated communities that did not vote will find a seat in government.